Yanan. So they need more contribution from the other guys to be able to get back to this game.
They're gonna have to do it fast, Coach Jude, because we're already winding down the third period. And the Staglets have never been down this big against the Red Cubs this season.
Yes, and it's really very surprising how this game turned out so far. Because as you mentioned, the Staglets are on a 9-game winning streak. After they lost to San Beda in the first round, they never lost a game. So we expected a much closer game here. But let's see, there's still a lot of time in this game.
And so far, it has only been the Staglets who were able to defeat the Red Cubs this season, winning in overtime 76-75 in that final game of the second round. Of course, they had to forfeit one game because Baser-Amer wore the wrong jersey against the Letran Squires in their first round matchup.
That is true, that is true. And this is the reason why they have 2 losses. But the only real loss was, like you mentioned, against San Sebastian in overtime. And here San Sebastian was able to trim down the lead a little bit. So this is a good sign for them.
As a coach, what could be your goal? Let's say your team is down right now. Could there be a goal before the end of the third period, going into the fourth?
Well, if it's possible to put it down to a single-digit lead or deficit, that would be the best scenario going to the fourth quarter. But if they can just try to pull it down to as low as they can, maybe 12 points, maybe even 14, that would still be good. It's still very possible to come back in the game with 1 full quarter left.
Again, going back to last year's finals, the Red Cubs were also came out strong in Game 1. They blew out the Letran Squires, but then in Game 2, nakabawi naman yung Squires. So, with these two teams splitting the elimination round, as we see Humawas again with another bucket, Humawas now with 26 points, you can never know what to expect here.
Yes, because the other team is adjusting. They are preparing well. And probably also San Beda last year relaxed a bit. Maybe they were quite overconfident. What a great shot by Amer right there, Anton. Huh?
Showtime by the MVP, stealing off fellow Mythical 5 member Gino Humawas, hanging in the air against Humawas and dropping that shot in.
So what's important with these young players? Ito,
that was a steal of Humawas. Tinignan pa. Tinignan pa. So the MVP his fellow Mythical 5 member.
Yeah, the crowd really liked that shot by Amer. And I was talking about being young players, they also must have the composure and try to mature, especially in a big game like this. Like for instance, like you mentioned last year, San Beda won convincingly in the first game, but then again they relaxed a little bit and lost also in quite a convincing manner to the Letran Squires. So yung maturity then, a lot of mental aspect involved in the game.
Abarcar gets it to Javier. We have Javier and Gotadera on the floor at the same time. Well, we've seen this last year. They usually do this in the second half.
Yes, and this is what Coach Britt is doing to make sure that they really secure the rebounds with 2 big guys right there and make it difficult also for San Sebastian to score inside.
Baser-Amer on the bench right now, getting some rest before the fourth and final quarter.
Well, 2 white shirts there, not aggressive in getting the rebound. And this is the reason why they lost the possession here.
Nazareno brothers from Cebu, Daryl and Dominic Nazareno, fighting for the loose ball here. Foul is going to be on Roy Leyva.
Wow, Roy Leita.
Sambeda quite fortunate there that Leyva made the foul because there was very poor spacing in that fast break play. They were found to commit an error. Here we can see Miranda, one of the
Kung magbabasketball po to lang kamay.
waiting players of Sambeda. You can see
Ano kaya
he's
yun?
playing with just one arm. He was actually born.
Kuya Ray po to lang kamay talaga
His
nun.
father is a good friend of mine, also a former Sambeda Juniors player. But he plays with a lot of heart. He's a pretty good player actually, Anton. When he was in grade school, he was one of their top scorers. And now he's more of a role player in this lineup of the Red Caps.
And I'm sure, Coach Jude, more than anything, he serves as a big inspiration for all young basketball players.
That is true because despite his disability, he did not give up on his dream. In fact, when he was much younger, our colleague Bill Velasco even made a feature about his dream.